Hey, hello. Good evening.
Good evening!
Good evening.
Good evening!
Welcome to another Vilnius Founders event. My name is Edmundas. It's a pleasure to have you here. Guys, put your jackets. Try to get in next to the bar, get a drink. And by the way, let's all start by thanking Kashimi founders for sponsoring drinks. If you want to buy the drinks for them later, don't forget about it. We know some people leave very quickly after the interviews. So today we're going to have an amazing event. We're going to talk with Benas and Robertas about their new start. Well, not so new anymore, I guess. It's been a year or two, right? Kashimi startup, and we're going to talk with amazing Andrus Bichika, the Ned at Revolut, who's standing at the bar getting another drink now.
Okay, just drink and lemonade.
So, without further ado, guys, you ready? Ready? The microphone is on.
I think so.
Thank you. So, I'm not going to do a very official introduction of you guys. Maybe you can kind of weave it in your response about Kashimi and why you got started. You're both seasoned entrepreneurs, have worked in a number of FinTech companies before. So maybe for people who are very early stage founders here, who don't know much about FinTech, let's start from explaining what is Kashimi. Like we're 10 years old. 15, a good 15. What is Kashimi, guys?
Okay, like 15 years old, it's actually pretty difficult to explain, and this was the issue for us.
The song?
The song, yeah? Okay.
Maybe let's change. I'm louder.
So, what is Kashimi? In a simple way, it's an alternative to Visa and MasterCard payments paid by bank, account to account. So in Lithuania, we all using it, like transferring.
A bit closer to the microphone.
Okay, so Kashimi is an alternative to Visa and MasterCard, right? So to be able to do that, we need. I can't put it in my mouth.
That's what you.
That's right. And so we integrating all the bank's APIs and aggregate it and give for our clients one API. So they would launch much more faster.
Let's hand this off to CEO.
Okay. Hello everyone. Is it better?
Yes.
Thank you. So basically what we do in the background, it doesn't really matter how, but we make sure that when you want to pay, especially online, you see your bank, you press on it and you pay, and magically money from your account goes to somewhere else. So it's kind of a card payment, but completely not the card payment.
So you're an infrastructure provider?
And we provide that infrastructure for different financial institutions.
And guys in the back, it's getting hard to hear the interview. Thank you very much. And maybe you can mention some of the customers, partners that you're already working with.
Not really, because that's the whole point of it. At the end of the day, Kashimi is something that regular people should not be aware of. We are in the background, we do the infrastructure, we have more than 2,000 banks now integrated all across. And we have 6 clients that we're working with. 2 of them are banks, 4 of them are electronic money institutions. You know them, but kind of they say that this is what they do, and we are the back end for that.
And based on this traction, you recently or last year raised your seed round, right?
Pre-seed.
Pre-seed. Yeah. Can you tell more about it?
Yeah, so we finished the pre-seed. Okay, we started it a long time ago. We got the first green light more than a year ago. It took a little bit of time because the whole structure is very interesting. We are actually headquartered in New York, so we have an office in New York. We fly in a lot there.
How much you raised?
1.4 million.
$1.4 million?
Dollars, yeah, dollars.
And from American and European investors, can you mention the VC firms?
Yeah, we can. So basically, it was led by an American VC called Inbank VC from Boston. There was plug and play as well involved, an American part, and then we had co-invest capital from here and two angels from Lithuania.
Awesome. So, guys, let's start with Robertas. Maybe if you can just share a little bit about your past experience or past startups and like what led you to start Kashimi now with Benas.
Going 2013, I started Monodactylis, if you know, company. So it was really early stages in Lithuanian startup ecosystem where we met also. Yeah, so it was really good learnings from that. I enjoyed it as a startup. I sold it later and pursued to career as a CTO. So I was in several companies as CTO there. And
is it disclosed who bought Monodactylis and and the exit amount? Nothing.
no,
It's a secret.
it was not big. It's kind of first startup. I was young at that day, so it was good money for me. So yeah, and later somehow I worked a lot in FinTechs and as technology acquisitions there. And in the latest one, with Kevin, you all know Kevin, I guess. We met with Benas, and I was CTO there, and he was chief commercial officer, right? So I was building, he was selling.
So it's Robertas as CTO. You see each other. Benas is CMO. It's love at first sight.
Not at first time.
It's a match.
And you go, let's start a startup together.
No, it's kind of we both left for different reasons that startup. I went to Bali for 2 months to recover.
Running from the law.
No, Bali is not a place to run from the law. I would go elsewhere. And yeah, and after a few months we decided to start Kashimi because we saw opportunity when we worked there. That there is certain of niche for clients which are underserved.
Then can you share your side of the story? Was it consensual start of a startup?
Yes, from the early beginnings we were fighting all the time, and that continues up to this day. We are different, and maybe that
We're like
is-
marriage couple. You know?
Yes, we are not yet sure which one of us is the husband and which one is the wife. We changed those roles a lot, but yeah, we met at that FinTech. He was doing the tech, I was doing the other stuff, and then after we left, it seemed kind of good to continue.
Guys, come a bit closer. I don't bite. Let's let people come in. Come a bit closer. Yes. Great. Now people will have space to come in.
Epstein
And
bar.
even more important, even more important, people will have space to get a drink at the bar. So, where did I stop with my questions? So, FinTech. Not only FinTech, infrastructure for FinTech. How did you guys decide to it? What was unexpected when you started? Was it unexpected? Because Kevin was very, very consumer-facing, right? So, what are the differences? How did you? What was the first experience starting Kashimi?
So that was kind of one of the things that we didn't want to go into, like going into the merchant side and consumer-facing side. So what we say is that we zoomed out and we saw that what we here in the Baltics are very used to, meaning that we see an SCB or a Swedbank logo, we press on it, we go and we pay, and that's it, right? No one bats an eye. That's not common anywhere in Europe, or at least it wasn't, and it's just picking up right now. So we thought that this was a good opportunity. We knew a tiny bit about it, but from a kind of a different angle. And we said, let's go there. I had some experience with B2B sales before. Yeah.
And maybe main thing that we don't have licenses as we used to have at Kevin's. So the license is a big burden. It's a lot of costs to keep it. It's a lot of people to hire. So
Well, Robert, you're a very experienced CTO. Like, maybe you can talk about like the technical innovations or challenges that you're working at Kashimi on. Like, how are you different from your competition? There's a lot of infrastructure for FinTech right nowadays, right?
I mean, what we do, it's not a lot. It's like several of them, bigger ones. But the main thing, maybe we focus solely on payments because our competition is doing a lot of stuff. The data aggregation, the payments, and many products. So we focus what matter and what we think there is the value to make alternative to Visa and MasterCard. Because Visa and MasterCard is everywhere in the world. And they just, even now, we can just cut it and countries can be without payments, right? So open banking could be it.
Yeah.
But like a competitive thing, I think AI gave us a lot because we have to integrate each bank APIs. Each bank APIs are so different and not working, so AI helping us to monitor it and make it better.
Benny, maybe the same question, and maybe let's say if you're talking to investors, how do you?
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm gonna pitch a little bit now. So the key difference is that we are not bounded by a region or a place where we can or where we should be. What I mean by that is that Europe, obviously, we know it's kind of easy to start, right? But that's just the first step. The game is US. It's coming there, and we are ready for that, and we are moving on that. The same is in Australia, in Latin America, or anywhere where you go. Where this movement is happening as we speak, and given that we've been around for the last 8 years in the payment ecosystem about this, it's very easy for us to see the trends and be there the first ones.
Maybe you can just briefly say, like, for example, how many transactions you touch right now, and potentially what is the future potential?
I mean, we not realistically, but kind of pessimistically believe that we are going to do 4 to 5 million transactions per month by the end of this year. We are doing around 500,000 at this moment of time, but it's ramping up as we speak. So that's kind of.
It's not an amount; it's a transaction. How many transactions?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So, yeah, and why USA market? Because USA market is behind like 7 years from Europe. There is only few options what you can make in transactions. It's credit cards.
Did you hear about Trump? We're way ahead of you.
Actually, yeah, and some wallets like PayPal. That's it. And same day, like instant transactions, there is no such a thing. Well, there is, but it's like adoption is not big. Non-existent.
Are you guys regulated in any special way? Because banks and all the payment providers complain about all the regulations, or is it on the end customer, on the bank's responsibility to comply with all the regulations?
So we comply with all of the things that the bank needs to comply when they are using us as an infrastructure. And as an example, DORA would be a good use case, right? So we are DORA compliant for the bank. And what is more, we allow the bank to be more compliant because in some of the cases we become critical, like kind of an outsourced critical infrastructure backup or a fallback solution, which is something that they really need.
So from technical perspective, we have to comply, but we can't. We don't need to monitor transactions. So that's easier.
Well, beautiful. And investors clearly saw the potential in what you guys are building, and you raised this successfully a pretty nice pre-seed round. If you would give advice now, or if you would be starting your pre-seed round again from scratch, what would be your advice for founders, especially in the stock market, lots of volatility, geopolitical issues, etc.?
I mean, raising is extremely difficult. I don't think there was a very easy time. Maybe there was a little bit for a tiny period, but in general it's difficult. I think that before raising you need to know what you want to achieve. We set out to look for a US-based VC because that was the kind of the target. It took us a very, very long time to find one, especially given that where we are from and no one cares about us, to be honest. But
Do you know approximately the number, how many investors you reached out to?
20?
I think 20, but I don't know, from my perspective, learnings.
But I mean like a cold and warm reach out together. 20 doesn't sound like a big number.
20?
Honestly, we didn't do cold. I think.
You didn't do cold?
So we did. We got a lot of no's just not to talk. I think with 20, 25 like in-depth pitches where people pretended to understand what we are doing. And
So did you mostly focus on warm connections like introductions
Yes.
or fun? Oh,
yes, we tried that. We tried that a lot. Yeah, failed as well a lot. But yeah, we tried the network.
Can you briefly describe that strategy? Because, well, before you're raising pre-seed, you kind of don't have any investors who can do your introductions, right? So did you rely just on your network? Did you use a CRM? Any tips from like a practical, operational side?
I'm using Serum because I'm pushing to that. Network. I think I had a good network, and Benas had good network. And but the biggest challenge for us was to explain what we do, because it's not like a marketplace or something simple things. It's kind of difficult, and from experience, I would say they mostly invest in people, not in products.
Okay, so you're reaching out to 20 to 25 investors. You're using CRM, you're not using the CRM. You get this first meeting. It's hard to explain what you do, but you managed to do it. How did you close them? What was your closing nail in the coffin?
Should this be read?
Yeah.
Okay. So just before that, we sometimes forget about them, but we got a lot of help from our two angel investors. So we reached out to a lot of angel investors. Two kind of believed in us. The idea, I don't think they again understand in depth even now what do we do. But yeah, that was a very, very important aspect for us because they also open up doors for our VCs. And how do we close them? I don't know. I mean, it's probably it's a combination of many things. They have to be on a good day. You have to be on a good day. They have to have money to invest because we had an experience where we spent 3 months with one VC and we introduced to clients to many, many things. And then they said no. And after that we realized, but we learned that they didn't have money. So we just wasted 3 months kind of believing that they might leave the round. I mean, it's a combination. A little bit of luck and a lot of belief in what you're doing.
So is it persistence? Like, for example, how long did your round take?
A year.
A year?
Almost a year, yes. We kind of finding that papers took a year, finding what's almost the same time. So perseverance is something that you have to get used to, and just continue and believing what you do. I mean, no one else will believe unless you do believe that you can achieve that.
And again, it's true that you are selling yourself, not your stuff. They just invest in people to do that.
We spent a couple of months in San Francisco at the end of last year, and there was this kind of overall saying is that no one signs NDAs in Silicon Valley. Because
Do they sign NDAs in Lithuania?
They do, yes.
They do?
Yes, they do.
Wow.
They are kind of looking at what you do, and everyone is so secret about, and they're afraid to say it. I mean, you can go on the rooftop, shout out, best idea. I mean, it's not about ideas. There are so many of them. So anyone asks about NDA, then just leave. Just go. If it doesn't fit you and something feels strange, just leave.
So you spent a couple of months in San Francisco, but in the end, Impellant Ventures was your lead investor, right? And Phil, right? Phil from Impellant Ventures is a great guy, and he comes to Lithuania on a regular basis.
Yes.
He comes to startup there and so on. So did you meet him in Lithuania or in US?
In Lithuania.
So in the end, do you think it made sense even to go to San Francisco? Or
Oh yes, we learned a lot of things about the market. It's pretty different, but it's a huge market, and it's, from my opinion, it's easier to scale there because it's many states, but one country. So a lot of learnings from there. I was there for a shorter period. Benas was longer, so
great learnings for benefits of Lithuania.
Yes.
This is a quote from Borat movie. No laughs, so it's fine. I have said it before. You guys don't have to laugh at all my jokes. This is more for me than for you. So let's switch gears since we're already kind of talking CRMs and sales. Selling to banks. For a lot of people, it's almost like a curse. Selling to banks. How you guys are doing? You already have 6 customers, right? Six different banks. Are they approximately in the European region or US? European. How did that go? How did you do it?
Again, perseverance, and you know theoretically that it's gonna take time, but you cannot imagine how long it will take. Because I mean, like now we want to close one deal. It's been in the board for quite a while. We're waiting for the answer, and we understand that it takes time, right? But it's always every day. For you, every day is extremely long. For them, maybe not that much.
I think that I hate conferences actually, honestly, but it worked pretty well. So conference is about meeting clients, and don't expect that they will sign. You just say hi, hello, what we do. Next time go conference, again them, hi, how are you? Maybe you wanna join. Third time you go, then they gonna start talking to you. So it's kind of this works.
So, do you see? So, for example, are your sales very personal, just driven for personal follow-ups, perseverance? Do you see? Are you using any automation for sales? Are you using cold outreach at all?
No, we tried out, which actually worked out pretty well. Is
Guys in the back, it's getting loud. We're doing an interview here. Thank you.
So what worked out was cold calling, literally cold calling, because people pick up phone. They hate LinkedIn messages, they hate email messages because you...
Wait, are you saying random bank people just pick up the phone
They
from
do.
an unknown number?
They do.
And they were like, yeah, I would like to buy this random
No, not
infrastructure from Lithuania.
So it's not only banks. We have the EMIs, right? So we get the introductions, we get the connections, and then calling. It's different. It's easy to say no to an email. It's a little bit difficult to say no on a phone or on a call, you know. So at least we get the intro there, and then we explain. And at some point in time, you have to also to start listening to what they need, and maybe adjust what you do towards their need, even though you don't adjust anything.
I'm amazed by this. Do you do it yourself? Do you do cold calls yourself to the bank?
Yes.
Amazing. Wow. Next time I get a Russian-speaking scam called to buy a flat in Georgia, I'm gonna listen.
Sometimes it works out, yes.
But to me,
A very good deal.
how many leads have you landed like this?
I mean, now we're working probably on 5 to 7, I would say. So it's, I would expect to close 2, but we'll see.
Can you just do like a couple of lines how you do it? Yeah. You're calling a banker, like a bank director you have never met, and let's just go. Hello?
Hello.
Who's this?
Is this Scott?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scott, I'm from Kashimi.
Bloody bollocks.
So I'm from Kashimi, I do open banking infrastructure. Do you have a minute to talk?
Not really. I'm very busy English business bank owner.
Okay, could I call you in an hour or two?
Yeah. Let's talk now. What do you offer?
Yeah, and then we go from there to, it needs to be short. My goal is to get them on a Google Meets or Teams or whatever they use, right? And then
Do you
to
personalize it, or like do you like I know you go to this club or like whatever?
No. It's more like if you find the right person
I know
on the product side or
I
on
meant
the
more like
business
I know
development.
you that you're already using this infrastructure. We're so much better.
We don't go so much better, but we go on. As I said, like if it's a very big client, what we try to go in is that the bank will not change to us just because, right? Just
Yeah.
because I called or someone called, right? So we go in and we try to say, okay, use us as a little fallback. Let's start from there.
Yeah, but also there was in conferences we met clients and I know Kashimi. Somebody called there, so that works also. It's a combination of that.
And you were like, yeah, it was my CEO. Awesome. So you guys have like a great vibe going on and complement each other. Like, did you see that in working together in Kevin, or did you work it out later? I'm interested. Like, how did your story as a co-founder started, and how did you like split your responsibilities? Did you see that you like work really well in Kevin, and like we should just do a business together, or you started the business and then everything else followed?
No, I think at previous company we worked in one office pretty closely, and after it was, I mean, it's like it's like a marriage. Sometimes, so fights and we're pretty different actually. I'm more technical. I'm more straightforward. And he is not.
Yeah, so I mean, we fight a lot. I mean, I would say that a day doesn't go by if we don't fight. But one thing that I think is important and has been for a very long time is that we respect each other, and we both can say that when we were wrong. In a lot of the cases, I am wrong, but that's part of my job. I tend to lie a lot, or not to tell the whole
I
truth.
think we know who's the wife in relation.
We all do, right? But yeah, and it works out. Somehow it works out. We've been like kind of working together now for 4 years, a little bit more, and yeah.
All right, guys. So if you would be starting out again from scratch, what would you recommend people who want to start a startup out of Lithuania, FinTech or not FinTech? Up to you. Would it be find your founder, wife, or husband?
I think you should follow a passion. I don't know. For me, FinTech was always something I was interested in. As I mentioned, I worked a lot of Investor Union, in Noom, and some other fintechs, so it's kind of interesting for me. But also I worked in healthcare, in Barbora, but I like don't talk. But I enjoyed more fintech, so that's why. So follow your passion and dig deeper there. And just try building things and never give up. It's like lame, I think it's all like everywhere written, right?
I don't know if you should follow your passion. I mean,
Follow the money. Follow the money.
It's money was passion, no?
it's an extremely difficult kind of path to go after. You are constantly kind of reminded, and there are questions, is it worth doing? Because no one believes in you, and you have to convince a lot of people that it's worth doing. So you have to really, really believe in what you do and that it makes sense. And then if it does make sense, and if you believe, you'll find someone that will believe in you as well. And the money will follow afterwards.
Amazing. I forgot one very important question.
Go.
What is the meaning of Kashimi name? I just googled it, And an Albanian Kasim means destiny. A Japanese Kashima. It means their island, and you mentioned something about a Japanese porn actress before. But what's his real story behind the name?
Okay, so at first we were called Vlobby, which was white label open banking infrastructure.
It's
That was
very
a
good
bad
change.
That was a
Very good change
Yes.
of a name.
And again, we have these two angels, and we were discussing everything, and then they said, how are you called? And we said Vlobby, and he said, no, you're not called Vlobby. You're definitely so. The real story is that one of them suggested he read in Harari's book that Kashimi was the guy that invented bookkeeping and something with payments. So he said this sounds like a path to go after. And what I really like